everything you said behind the scenes.
And during breaks.
Yeah. The fans.
But yeah, so they'll just count us numbers and just keep talking and stuff. They just let us know how many.
Facebook it.
So
I'm gonna make you an admin on the page too, by the way, the KHigh page.
I want to start off with.
My name is Angel Rach. I'm a mother of two teenage children, and I fought
the
all the way to the Supreme
and
Court
then talk
for the
about
right
how
to use
you
the
got started.
medicine that saved my life.
I pretty much just sit back and be a smart ass, by the way.
Candies and awards.
The medicine that gave me my life back
Does that work?
and gave my kids their mom.
Hold on, let's start the
was
show
cannabis, also
with
known
that.
as medical. To learn more about medical
We can't smoke
marijuana,
flower in here, though.
contact
We can
Marijuana
definitely dab it up.
Policy Project at 1-877-JOIN-MPP
You know, I just learned about this right here, the whole
or
little
on
shit.
the
Where did
web
that gram
at
go?
mpp.org.
I don't know, you said that.
Set it and forget it. Then remember around 2 a.m. Then think about unsetting it. Then decide to go back to sleep instead. KHigh, the weed talk station.
I'm gonna let Jaymen start off the show because I'm busy. With this dabber. Woo, we got dab now.
All right, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to Speakeasy at High Noon.
That's right. Tell them why, baby. Tell them why, baby. Tell them why.
This is technically our first episode of Speakeasy at High Noon. If you've joined us for the last few High Noon shows, Speakeasy is kind of my thing. We're going to be joining in High Noon here. Trey and I are going to be starting to do this regularly. No longer a guest, now a co-host, I guess is what you would say. So,
hey, you're the boss. You pay the bills.
I brought my friends in.
I'm just a pretty face.
I got a friend here with me today, Chris from Cannabis. Chris, say hi to everybody if you would.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Guys, if you don't know, it's letstalkpot.com, KHigh. You can also check us out on the video stream on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, and then it's K-High. That's K-hyphen high. And you can check us out live, see all our pretty faces. See us smiling. All right, guys. So I'm joined by Chris from Cannabis. He's the owner of Cannabis Wellness, now with 2 locations in Colorado Springs. Is that right?
That is right.
You just opened one on Union and Platt, right?
Yep, right next to Dutch Brothers.
It used to be the old coin exchange or something,
Yep,
correct?
for like 30 years.
For like, yeah,
At
kind of,
least.
yeah. I remember seeing that there. It was one of the first things I saw when I moved to the city. So I got an echo going on. And am I the only one hearing myself?
No, I hear you too, but I don't hear me, thank God.
So now you opened that on Friday?
Yeah.
How did the grand opening go?
You know, it was just a soft opening, but it was good because a lot of people showed up, a lot of people from the other store.
Oh, yeah, it was a soft opening. Okay, let me ask you this. Can I show up to the hard opening?
that's when we're going to fill that place out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I not a lot of publicizing of it. I know that a few people shared it on Facebook and stuff like that, but not a whole lot of mention of it. But it went well.
It did, and we got to work all the little kinks out and, where we were placing everything. And we got some real nice, like those magnetic lights so you can always see the pot because that's really critical to be able to view your products.
That's excellent. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to make it over there yet, but I was at your other location and I got to meet your staff when they were going through their training, and they seemed like very capable, polite people. Kudos on finding those. That's rarity sometimes nowadays.
Yeah, we got some pretty good employees. Actually, one of our employees is her name is Jacqueline Abrams. She's IFBB professional bodybuilder. She just won first in Colorado. She's Miss Olympia, 12th in the world right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that saves you money on security then too. Huh?
And she works at Cannabis.
Nice. She's just lifting the bags of soil for you, tossing them one-handed and stuff.
Yeah, she's stronger than 3 guys.
Yeah, nice. Nice. So you brought me a gift today. I'm looking at this Blue Dream wax. This looks killer, man.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Let me pull this different concentrate companies recently. Originally when we first opened at the new Platt and Shelton location originally, we carried Mahatma exclusively, and we found their product was really good product. And now that the store's been open for a year, we've been carrying new vendors constantly to explore what everyone wants in the market. Where right now at the Union store, we're exclusively carrying TC Labs.
Ooh, look at this. This is nice.
Oh, wait.
Nice.
You know what Pookie and Ray would say? That's some dank, man.
All right. At least you'll take one last look at it before I take it home. No, I'm just
Hold on, wait. There's two slivers in there.
Yeah, I know. You had to bring 2 chunks. Now I have no excuse.
There's no excuse.
So that that brings
I'm gonna take it to your shop for
Cannabis.
bingo bond.
Yeah, bong bingo tonight.
That's what I'm
Bring it
going
for bong
to.
bingo
I'm
tonight.
going to bong bingo, baby.
You ever join us for bong bingo, Chris?
I haven't. I've been working so much that
You should. Pipes Peak gives us a bong to give away every month, and we play bingo, and everyone gets a chance to enter for that bong. Plus, we give away pipes, we give away T-shirts, all kinds of great stuff.
Oh, that sounds.
Oh,
amazing.
I usually get Living Art to pony up something too for some tattoo
And
stuff.
what night is that?
And that's tonight.
On
DJ,
Monday nights.
yeah, Monday night. So over at Speakeasy Vape Lounge, DJ Chris Diablo, our house DJ man, me and him, we go out, we extort people, we blackmail them, we show them pictures of like them things, and we're like, hey, what kind of stuff you got for our bingo?
And then you found out I was doing that.
You know, you've been there.
Oh,
You know,
those cards
I'm
have
sure-
come back
yeah,
into the store.
yeah,
I've seen them.
right? If you ever want to see your,
I'm good at strong arming people too. I'm like, hey,
if
give
you
me
ever
something
want to see your
free.
cat again, send us free
That's
coupons.
diabolical. I'm like, if you ever want to see your mailbox cover again.
That brings up a good point. You guys kind of have a storied history at Cannabis. I mean, I remember when we first met years ago. I mean, we've been friends for a while now, yeah. And when we first met years ago, I believe you took over Cannabis for like a mutual friend.
Yep.
And you came in, and he was having problems with all the new state regulations. He was having problems complying, and his product was little having issues and stuff. And you came in, and man, you turned things around pretty quickly, I think.
He's like Captain Save a Home Grow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, how did you get into it? Where do you come from? How did you get into it? How did this all start for you?
Well,
I guess is my
we
question.
were established in 2009, and a lot of the story of most people my age and my generation, we got out of school and there was no jobs. They fired everybody, and that's when you're calling for a job and they're like, well, we just fired 20,000 people. You're like, this is going to be a tough day.
Right.
How am I going to pay my student loans? Those things follow me to the grave.
Right. So, I mean, here again, we're seeing another example of how cannabis has really helped the economy and helped change around that. I mean, it's provided literally thousands of jobs for people who otherwise wouldn't have had it.
Yeah.
I mean, just locally.
We employ 8 people currently right now, and as we're expanding our stores and our facilities, we just keep hiring. And it's the Cinderella story of just starting from nothing and ending up on top.
Well, I like that Cinderella story.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about cannabis right now, and I see where it's heading, and I do see that corporations are starting to sink their hooks in it. But what was most beautiful about it is it was truly grassroots. It was truly mom and pop people that really got into this. It allowed them to have an opportunity to plant a flag in an emerging industry, and that rarely happens. It rarely happens that something comes out that you can be a part of from the ground level.
That's so true, and it's really interesting.
Why do I hear a torch? Oh,
I'm wasting Chris's fuel.
It's all right. That thing never ends.
we are absolutely dabbing it up in the studio.
One thing I know about Chris,
what's up.
he's got butane money.
It's been fun because as we see the big corporations come in, we're seeing them as the mass quantity dealers. Okay. And the thing about if you've been smoking for a long time, such as I have, you realize that there will always be the market for the swag, for the lower end. It's just because people love to burn. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all.
They want to get the most for their money too. That comes down to budget and economy again. And once we can get the economy right, people will start spending the money again.
That's it.
Well, here you guys go. So I read a story off of High Times magazine on Friday with Yofi in the studio, the artist that I had as our guest artist on Friday, and we were in the studio and we were talking about this article that said that shatter was essentially like crack to cocaine. I mean, it was like an intensified level. It was really a poor written story from the reporter from Fox News who actually did the story. It was a very poor story.
Well, inaccurate, yes, but I got to say, early on, and I'll be completely honest, and I think Chris here will join with me. We were like, because we're bud smokers, right? You're a bud smoker.
I'm a flower guy myself.
This is probably the 5th dab hit I've taken in like a month. So.
Right. Me and Chris here are, for the most part, we're old school bud smokers. That's why we got in the industry, right? Because we were passionate about cannabis, right?
Exactly.
And I think that for a long time, me and Chris were looking at these dab things like,
dude,
what is this about?
Hold on, you want to blow your mind?
You know?
Take it to the speakeasy for you. The first time I ever saw anybody dab was at the speakeasy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't on one of the dab rigs. You still had the caps for the flower ones back when we were still vaping flower.
Right.
And I brought some flower there and actually vaped it there. And then I went in the back room. There's this dude with this piece of glass like this big. I mean, it was like about 1 foot by 1.5 foot piece of glass.
Right.
And he's got a glass syringe or a glass tube and a blowtorch. And when I walked around the corner coming from the projects where methamphetamine and crack are fluid in Arizona, and down in Phoenix, it's bad. You know, there's an epidemic back in the early 2000s with methamphetamine. So I saw a lot of these utensils, and I walked out, I saw that, I said, oh shit, they're doing speed up in here.
You look at a substance that resembles like it's been rocked up. You look at the dab wand, you look at the torch, you look at the rig, and when you compare it to old school zigzag and big lighter, it looks very, very much like hard paraphernalia, you know.
Hardcore shit. That's hardcore.
Don't get me wrong, I love dabs. I've learned to appreciate them for what they are.
You've learned to respect that shit.
Here's the great thing about them.
When they're clean.
Very concentrated. Yeah, when they're done right and they're clean. Very concentrated, very portable, reduced smell, different stuff like that. And I can prize it for its qualities. I can still have a disdain for the delivery method. I don't think we've perfected a delivery method yet that doesn't look too, other than the vape pen. And I love seeing the developments that are coming out with the new vape pens. But other than the vape pen, we haven't really come out with a technology that makes it look like you're smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
And I think we need something that makes it look like you're smoking marijuana. It would appease us old school people who just can't get over the imagery of it all, I think. Right?
Yeah, and that's it. The pens has literally been the big seller at the store with these guys buying the pen, you know, the refillable ones so they can throw their own concentrate in them.
Yeah.
It goes in waves. Sometimes they love them. And then
and I can absolutely understand why I would want this in my pocket over an ounce or even an eighth, you know. It makes total sense, and I see the evolution here. But let's keep our roots. You know, let's have something that makes us feel like we're still smoking or something. You know, and I'll be okay with that.
It is marijuana. That's what people are you know, they come to the store and say, "Well, I only smoke dabs," and you're like, "Well, you know, it's still flower. It's the same. It is the same, but not the same. I mean, it's
right." Well, to me, you have to have an appreciation for one. You know, like, I don't know, like, how can you appreciate music without understanding the people who influence the artists you enjoy today?
That's exactly
and turn to who do you think came up with that? Someone who was trying to find a way to get cannabis into the hands of his people in a more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was derived out of necessity, not out of
lip balm
desire. Does that make sense?
Lip balm.
So
the SAT. Who the hell are the guys who pat you the fuck down at the airport? The TSA. Okay, the NSA. That's racist. He says NSA and I'm Latino. That's messed up. No, the TSA though. They said it most resembles a lip balm. A lip balm. It's easily passed through security as a lip balm. They're pretty pissed about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to think back before the legalization. And here's the thing. With legalization, I find that we have less excuses or need to do the things like that. A little more foolish.
Yeah, why do you hide it?
But at one time, those were freedom fighters. Now, if you want to fight for freedoms, go to Capitol steps, make it known. We're actually making progress. We can do that now. But back in the day, you know, I will commend those gentlemen for doing what they needed to do to help the people they helped at that time. You know what I mean?
I believe
so this was
by any means necessary.
Right, and this was invented out of necessity, is my true belief. But now, you know, it has its purposes. It's definitely, but I find it just like music. The people who created this were inspired by the plant itself, right?
Yeah.
So how can you have an appreciation for today's music? You know, if you tell Bruno Mars that you only like his music and you don't like this person, or tell any, you know, go to any music group and say, oh, you know, oh, I never cared, you know, like, oh, I don't really like Al Green, I just like your stuff. Well, I like Al Green, and that's what they're going to come back with.
Nobody talks about how Green lives.
Yeah, listen, he's what inspired me, because they were inspired and influenced by the music that they listened to, So you gotta follow it back. So I think it's important for us to keep our appreciation for cannabis as a plant. I mean, it's already ready to go as it is, right?
That's it.
I mean, how many times do we have something that doesn't need processing?
That's a very rare thing in this world.
Right?
Shrooms.
Right? Right?
Let me be the jerk, the high jerk. Shrooms.
I like
shrooms.
Hey, I got nothing wrong with mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
Hey, they're natural. I don't care if they're psychedelic or not. They're natural. Oh, whoa! I got a question for you guys. Do you guys? So when I got in the roller accident, I was sitting talking to the fire guy and the forestry people, and they showed me this white plant, and I'm trying to find the picture of it. I don't know if the phone that had the pictures on it broke, so I don't know if I actually posted that flower to Facebook or not. I thought I held it back, and I hope I didn't. But it's a white flowery plant. It's like maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall, and deer and cattle eat this plant, and it's like heroin to them. Like they will stop eating any other vegetation and only seek out this plant. They tend to starve during the winter because they won't eat, and that plant's not around. I'm gonna see if I got
the only thing I can think, and it's more of a light green, is like the wild cabbage. You know what I'm talking about? And it has that fur on it. And I know they go crazy.
It is white with kind of like a furry. It's a white flower. It's kind of like a fuzzy leaf, if you would. Gets those deer feeling fuzzy.
So
I'm gonna see if I got the picture.
You opened up a while back, Humble Beginnings. You were over off of Academy and Maisland, and over by the Schlotzky's.
Yeah,
I remember because it was a perfect combination. I see Chris, and then I see Schlotzky's, and it was a great day.
It was like one of those things I was addicted to Schlotzky's.
I know, right? You gained 50 pounds in Schlotzky weight. But you started over there, and it was a nice shop. I liked it very much. But you guys went over, and you're on the corner of Academy and Platt. You moved your initial location over to there.
No, Platt and Shelton.
Or Platt and Shelton. Yeah, Platt and Shelton. I apologize.
That's just on the other side of the mall.
Yeah, and that is an amazing location. You guys are killing it there.
We converted a big gas station, and it was that corner had been everything.
That was you?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
The sign rotates.
Oh yeah. That was you.
Yeah,
oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. And that's a perfect location for you guys, I think. And was that a difficult transition with the state? I mean, is that hard to do? Move your location?
The moving of the store was, incredibly fairly easy.
Really,
very relaxed on the way it went.
Very good.
And you just had to file the correct paperwork, and had the But now they're so far backed up that it's probably a little bit different story with the whole recreational. To open our new store, we literally waited for this. We paid the state, like a sum of $13,000, and we waited 6 months or so to allow them to even license the store. I think it was literally the very last date and time that they could hold the license.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it seemed like you were telling me you were looking for a new location, and then you moved very quickly, very easily. But this new location, it seemed like you went through quite a bit of bureaucracy in order to open it.
Oh, it was nonsense, and we had literally paid for the second location starting in July of 2014. We've had it that long. We held the building for nearly a full fiscal year, just through paperwork and process of the state. And that, it's barriers to entry, but at the same time, their constant excuse for their slow process is recreational marijuana shops have 45 days to be licensed. And it's not a real viable excuse considering we're the ones who paved the foundation for the industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but nonetheless, our store's open and we're happy.
Do you think that they're catering more to recreational at this point?
Well, what it is when the laws were made for recreational, they were a little more sophisticated in saying, okay, well, you have only this period of time to open these stores because we're not here to wait. We pay you a large sum of money, and we understand it's a lot of paperwork and background information, and we sign our lives away basically to own these stores.
Right.
Well, it's like marriage.
The worst. I got to give him my first unborn child.
Right.
It's worse. Still skin, damn it.
Credit history, credit cards. This brings up a good point, and one of the things I want to talk about when we come back from the break here in a little while. It seems like you go to a lot of these expos, you go to a lot of these seminars, and people are constantly selling this idea that if all the moons align and all the planets align, that you can become a millionaire in the marijuana industry, which is definitely possible, and examples could be named. But I think for the most part, we're talking about people that really work their butt off, just like any other, like a restaurateur or a liquor store owner or a t-shirt shop owner. They work very hard to provide jobs for their community, to provide money, and to make their money. And I do want to talk to you. So when we come back from break, guys, please join us. When we come back, we're going to talk with Chris more about the industry. And also your future plans for maybe expansion and stuff. So join us back on KHigh, guys.
Also, find us on YouTube. Go to the KHigh space. That's K space high. You can watch us right now live behind the scenes right here in the studio. 719-59-KUSH. If you got a question for Chris, you're on KHigh with the doc and Jaymen Easy speaking. I went backwards. That works? No, I put the Jaymen speaking. Yeah, no, that's cool. And also, I got the, I didn't talk to them about it. I built a website for Species Radio last night. Okay. I just need a better embedded player because the player that I was able to get for you guys, the player I was able to get for you guys, it shows you as a security risk. So you have to click off your security for the player to work. Nobody wants to do that. And no one wants to do that. So I need a better player. I have Species Radio.
I'm gonna do a dab.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna do a dab. What is that? By the way, that smells great.
This one here is a mix. I personally like the mix. Like this sure has every flavor individually.
What's this we're doing on the dish?
Sour diesel Colorado concentrates.
Sour diesel is a.
That's who we were supposed to have on the show.
Yeah.
That's who we were supposed to have on the show.
Colorado concentrates.
Oh wait, no, creation.
I think they do most of like t-shirts and stuff.
That's also.
Oh, speaking of which, hey.
The edges is but there's also a big puddle of grease.
I do know which one I want though. I want the comic book one that says chronic marijuana. This shit's dope. It looks like Marvel Comics logo.
So
wait, hold on, but Batman's DC though. So maybe I should get the DC one.
So I like the Superman. It's like.
Well, I know that's
Batman and Superman are your quintessential, and they're DC.
Well, look, I'm just saying. This is what I like about white people. I got behind an illegal alien. Goddamn it!
This was what I liked about Marvel. DC never developed backstories to their people. They went back and developed backstories. Originally, they just debuted people, right? So, like Flash, they'd go back and tell Flash's story, or so they would go back. But originally, they would just debut characters, right? But Marvel. All their characters were flawed. They had anger issues. They had, relationship issues.
Is that why drug addiction?
I mean,
the whole is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
DC characters were the new Titans. They were infallible, godlike creatures.
Even Batman, he's the only man.
I mean, Batman was the only one that really had that. He was a man. He had anger issues. We knew that he got into it because his dad died. Because his parents died.
No superpowers.
That was the only one like that in the DC.
Just want to put that out there. He had no superpowers. Dude just had bank.
Well, I mean, that's a superpower in itself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, money is power.
Man, I'd kill to have some of them. So that brings up a good question. What are your plans for expansion? Are you planning on moving into other cities, states?
I have Denver, which the lady, her husband died, and I have 5 children.
30?
Give me the 15 also.
Yeah, so that's
30 seconds, guys.
We'll talk about that too, yeah, for sure.
All right, I'll read this on the way in, and then you pick up right within where you are.
You got it.
Because you guys were on the good conversation. I just like being a wise ass. I like playing I do like playing the sort of the what do you call it, the
class clown.
The class clown / devil's advocate. I'll just take the opposite side. Just to be
no worries, man.
719-687-2978. No better quality. It's best at the nest. Puff, pass it on. KHigh is streaming at letstalkpod.com.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on, wait. Y'all join in, guys. Anytime, guys. Join anytime you want. Just good night, God. What my favorite one? I would have.
I was going to
you see, I had to bleep all of that, right?
I was going to interview you, but then I got high.
You do.
I was going to ask you a question or two, but then I got high.
Boom, doom. All right. And anyway, find us on YouTube. You can watch us right here behind the scenes. Subscribe to KHigh. That's K space high. You can also check out us, like you said, right here behind the scenes. You can also watch videos of shows from the past. Call 719-591-KUSH if you got a question for Chris or Jaymen Speakeasy or the doc here. And we'd be happy to, of course, entertain you and, mess with you. And if you hate weed, call, please. We'd love to hear why.
Guys, if you are interested or curious, or if you're listening to us from another state and you've been curious about maybe going to Colorado, getting in the industry, this is the guy to talk to. So please do call in. 591-5874, 719-591-5874. You do want to talk to Chris. And before we went on break, we were talking about the industry, sometimes how people will make a lot of promises of the grandeur of money, success, even notoriety within the cannabis industry. But the truth is, for most of us, it's keeping our nose to the grindstone, our heads down and working. And what we're really pushing is for just to make a difference in our local community. I think has really been the goal, right?
Well, not just locally, but we also want to make an impact nationally, because Colorado is the example we are for.
Right.
Everybody's watching.
Yeah, because everyone in all the other states are basically nonprofit, dispensaries. It's all donation based, untaxed. Where in Colorado, we are for profit. We are fully taxed. We are, we are businesses. We are not entities.
Right, which means that you also contribute greatly to the economy, the local economy, to things like roads, parks, schools. Yeah, absolutely. And what we're doing is showing the whole country that it can be viable all the way around and beneficial to everybody.
I mean, I look like this. I'm not just a stony pothead. Like, I get legislation and laws. I studied law for a little bit before I switched to political science, which is really just how the politics work with the law. But anyway, so I kind of get how things and why they go the way they go. But I tell people, I'm not ashamed to say this, that I didn't vote yes to smoke weed or to make pot legal or anything like that until they put that $40 million towards the schools. Then I was like, okay, now we're smoking weed for a reason. I'm cool with that. For a good cause.
But obviously you've enjoyed a great degree of success. I consider you one of the more successful people in the industry. During your course, I've seen people come and go. You've seen people come and go. Lots of them, open and close, open and close.
Dispensaries have changed hands.
You've opened. You have more than. You've opened multiple locations. You've extended your grow. You've increased your patient count and stuff like that. And so you have definitely. But does that mean that you're able to kick back and take a break now, or are you finding yourself that you work harder than ever now?
I literally work harder than ever now.
It's nonstop. Huh?
Yeah, and
no.
What's kept us here through the years is we grow a really good quality hydroponic product, and that's the one thing that we've realized over the years is there's a lot of different grades of marijuana available on the market for almost the same price.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of do you want the dealer that sells you the good weed or the dealer that just sells you the weed?
Right. That's a good point too, guys. If you have any questions about growing,
we got a caller. Hold on, let's take the call. Boom, Johnny Valentine.
DJ Valentine, call us again.
Whoever that was, call back again. I'm sorry. I just saw the light flashing when I turned around.
If you're growing, you have questions about growing, give us a call.
Off again. You're on KHigh, Speakeasy, High Noon with the Doc and Jaymen Easy.
What is up, Doc?
Oh, is it my man from Bay City, Chris?
Hey, what up?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
I got a couple guys in the room.
So great.
I got a couple guys in the room that can probably answer a lot of questions for you, bro.
Oh, about CBDs?
Yeah.
How we doing, Chris, man? How you been?
Oh, by the way, tell him who Chris is to us. He's our guest.
Chris. So we're here in the studio with Chris from Cannabis, owner of a couple dispensaries here in town, some as well as in Denver. He's got a
grow,
extensive grow. Yeah. Now
tell who the other Chris is.
And we got Chris on the line here from Bay City, right?
Yep, Bay City.
Yep. And he's been telling us about the different frustrations he's been having out there trying to get his friends CBD. They're shunning it in his local area. Yeah.
They're shunning marijuana, period.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's really tough is it's the generational, mindset that Nancy Reagan, pot is bad campaign really made a whole nother generation against marijuana, where, we know that, the CBDs won't get a fly high, but hey, they're still terrible, right?
Yeah. Anything that's derived from cannabis has to be bad, and that's the thing they're perpetuating. It really cracks me up because we're talking about people who quite honestly know better. I mean, how many times do we find out that our politicians have tried cannabis? How many? I can't tell you how many of my friends now are adamantly against cannabis. That we used to smoke cannabis all the time. We used to smoke cannabis all the time, and now they're like, but now I have kids. Now I have kids, so Santa Claus is real, the Easter Bunny is real, and cannabis will kill you.
And the tooth fairy takes your teeth for money.
Until their kids have epilepsy or problems that modern medicine can't fix, and then
Mike Pinar, the owner of this station, him and his wife, son, he was totally a hardline, right-wing, conservative, borderline Tea Party guy, and I'm telling you right now, 12 hours is all it took to change his mind.
Yep, and he's an instant believer because as soon as you see
see your kid act different than they've ever acted in their life.
It's instantaneous. I mean, they will literally be in the middle of seizures or convulsing and be administered cannabis and watch it literally fade away. Yeah.
We had a soldier in our store.
I can't wait till
you suggest my bro trying out once we get there.
Everything.
So what you're looking for here, Chris, is a specific strain that's higher in CBD.
We don't know what strain's going to work for him. That's
what
the thing.
are his symptoms? What is he?
I believe he's using it for epilepsy.
Epilepsy, yeah.
Epilepsy, yep. Had them all seizures.
One of my employees had epilepsy real bad. Lost all of his teeth actually, and he had dentures. Years later, and literally just having a concentration of marijuana in your body helps reduce the tendencies.
Well, and also if you look, THC is still beneficial for epilepsy as well. The reason why CBD is prized is because it can be administered to children without the effects. But THC is very beneficial to a number of conditions, including epilepsy as well.
And including
he's a patient here in Michigan, and he grows his own medicine and makes his own dabs and whatnot. But it just is he not getting enough?
Hey Chris, if you don't mind, while we have you on the phone, break down just real quick, because I'm not sure how much Chris here knows about what's going on in Michigan, but kind of break down how the medical program, in like just a minute here, if you can break down how the medical program goes there in Michigan, because it's quite a bit different than what we do.
All right, here in Michigan, we voted in as the people. We all agreed upon it. We all, and then they set precedents on, what we're allowed to have as far as plant count and blah, blah, blah. We're allowed to have 12 plants unless you're a caregiver, and then you can have more.
Okay. What's the limit on caregivers, out of curiosity?
12 for a patient. And like if you're a caregiver, you can have 12 plants for each patient.
How many patients?
5 patients total. Yep.
Is that 6 in each cycle? Like, I remember here it was like when you first started, you had to have 3 and 3. You couldn't have
mature,
3.
Yeah, does that mean 6 flowering, 6 veg, or are you allowed to do 12?
Yeah, they consider a plant 12 inches.
Okay, so it's not a plant till it's 12 inches.
Yeah,
hey, Chris,
that's what she said.
I think you might have your radio up a little too high in the background. We're getting some feedback. I don't know if you have your radio up in the background there, but if you'll tweak it down a little bit for us. So you're allowed to grow 12 plants, but what keeps a caregiver from, opening a facility? Because back in the day, pre-1284, that's really how the dispensaries emerged. That's how the market began for us, is that there was no limit on how many patients a caregiver could have. And if he got 50 patients to sign up with him, he had 300 plants, he could just go sign a lease on a place in a strip mall somewhere and slap a green cross on the door. And it was that simple at one time. So what keeps such a thing from happening in Michigan there?
Only in this one little area in Bay City, the Bay, Saginaw Bay region, whatever you want to call it, right here in this little area, they've said we're a public nuisance.
So this is more of just in your city than in the state?
This is just, the big problem is in our area. Everywhere else around us has a dispensary and is open and are operating within the city guidelines and whatever. But it's like Bay City says, no, we're not having it because Dow Chemical is here.
So in your area, they're basically saying you're a pain in the ass.
With the right senators and congressmen, the right mayor in place, that can be changed. But city council is
where's the body? We need the body.
That's what we're dealing with in Colorado Springs here.
But it sounds like
recreational.
It sounds like what he's saying is that special interests kind of have their hands in the pockets of those politicians.
Absolutely.
Right now. And
big time. They just
lobbyists
started a whole new complex in the downtown area.
Wow. How close is the nearest dispensary to you? How far do you have to travel?
Hour and a half.
Goodness.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Can you write off the damn gas on your taxes or something? I mean, Jesus.
Right. And then, do they have what we need there?
Yeah,
right.
Do they have the right strain or whatever?
What is your limits on purchasing when you get there?
Yeah, how much can you buy?
As a patient, you're allowed to carry 2.5.
2.5 ounces? That's not bad. We were only allowed 2.
Are they testing it?
Fairly odd number.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep, I even test
You can have half of 5 ounces.
What percentage rate of THC are you guys?
Yeah, what are you guys getting? Are you guys getting like 10%, 15%, 20%?
We're 21, 22.
That's not bad.
About the CBDs are only like on the 0.9, 0.8 side.
And that's the one thing I'm from Central Illinois, and one thing that's really not known by a lot of people is CBD weed is commonly referred to as ditch weed, and it's literally on the ditch on the side of the road. And
I saw that
road around
Iowa, right next to the cornfield it was growing.
Yeah, but you'll never get high off
of it. Right there.
But if you got to test it, it's extremely high in CBD.
It's got a lot of seeds.
But it's all CBD. Literally, you could get it tested.
Mexican swag. That's what he's talking about, folks.
No.
My concern is being able to get a strand back here that might work for him, that we can make concentrates for him, or oils, or rubs, or
he needs
whatever might work for him, because he has not only does he have epilepsy, but he has psoriasis of the skin, he has arthritis, stomach issues now, and from all the nasty ass medicines he's on.
Well, and I know we refer a lot of CBD patients as well as THC patients over to you. What do you think is Chris? What do you think is a high THC, high CBD strain that would be beneficial to a person in this condition?
As silly as it sounds.
Oh, never mind.
Blue Dream tends to be one that was actually bred by a medical patient.
Yeah.
Specifically, the haze tends to be a very.
In fact, I'm going to try it.
Let's try it.
That's right. That's Blue Dream concentrate.
We're going to put this Blue Dream to the test for your brother, Chris. None of us have epilepsy.
Which is a very strong plant, and then the blueberry, which is a good indica. It's if you smoked blueberry, the blueberry buzz. It's that red eye buzz. It's a good indica.
It's a stony weed.
Yeah. And so that specific strain was bred by a medical patient, literally for their specific purpose. And that's the things that you tend to, the new ones, all the Cookies Kush, the Gorilla Glue, all those things are great, but they're very trendy. And,
and I find that strains come in these fads.
Watch out you don't get sued by Gorilla Glue.
Back when we first met, if you remember, the town was sick with sour diesel when we first met.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this town was a diesel town.
Now my store is the only one you can find.
Right. Yeah, the real diesel, because that's what's so funny is everyone had it at one time, and now it's like lost, and we don't have
the NYC, New York City diesel or whatever.
Frosty.
But
it's like the Blue Dream we have out here, the Gorilla Glue we have out here. We even went to the Cannabis Cup in Clio and got seeds from the Cannabis Cup for Gorilla Glue, and it still tested really high in THC and low in CBD.
That's because when you're at those contests, those competitions, I promise you, the idea is to get people high. Yeah, the idea is to get people high.
They're breeding it for the purpose of inebriation. We need to talk to the medical breeders, which are starting to emerge a lot more, and people are starting to focus on that with a more narrow scope. So.
Oh yeah, there are people out there that just want to grow weed just for the sake of growing weed. Like I had a guy already approach me, one kid who's in school specifically for like botany and plant growth and stuff, and he came to me and asked me if he could build the MistaTre hybrid. Breed it. I told him, I said, it has to be.
Chris, I'm going to try this Blue Dream for you, man.
He's trying this Blue Dream, and I'll tell you this. I told him I just want a super sativa one that's going to be one that keeps you awake, and probably one that's going to be good for epilepsy because your alertness heightens with a lot of the high sativa ones. That's why they're like kind of like uppers. And you know, the indicas tend to be downers and tend to be more like pain management. So that's kind of the give and take for me as somebody who just uses it medically and doesn't really do much anymore and isn't growing. Is sativas tend to keep me alert and awake at work, while indicas tend to kill the pain in my back.
All right, Chris. It seems like it works, man. I'm both high and I have not had a seizure. So, thumbs up from Jay Speakeasy.
We're doing false negative tests here because none of us actually have seizures.
We're using a true scientific method here. Stop it, Trey.
I started to twitch. I don't know, after my rollover, I started twitching.
Well, hey, Chris, man, I really appreciate you calling us in, man.
I twitch when Jaymen drives.
I really appreciate you calling us in, man. We'll definitely talk to you some more. Call us back this week, man. We want to talk more about what's going on out there. Make more plans for your trip out here, okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Can't wait to get there. And I'll be talking to Miranda as soon as her show kicks in.
Absolutely. Miranda, she's kicking butt, man. Definitely get over here and talk to her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got her second show.
We are friends for life. We're moving.
Suck a fish?
Suck a fish?
All right.
Later.
Oh, by the way, speaking of people and suck a fish, Weed Pimpin' is Mama Pimpin' is listening to us right now. So shout out to Mama Weed Pimp. That's my girl. What are you at? 15. Oh, there you go. Anyway, but yeah, so shout out to Mama Weed Pimp. That's my girl.
Little Linda.
Yep. All right, we'll be back after the break here. You're on Speakeasy High Noon with the Doc, MistaTre, and Jaymen Easy. Find us on Facebook. Yeah.
This is
I had to get out quick. I bailed. Oh, me too. Voice of God, I wish you were here right now. This
All right.
weed is good.
So, talk about the expo, or should we just bullshit the last?
Yeah, we can talk about the expo. Do you got any tickets to give away?
I do not have tickets to give away, but tomorrow night at karaoke, she's giving away.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we give Speakeasy meet and greet? Hey, since we have like an abundance of Speakeasy meet and greet, why don't we give Speakeasy meet and greet?
I'm not. It's like right there. I want to make sure I say, please mention, we talk about concentrates that my store is primarily a flower store. You know, we sell everything in there, but my store is a flower store.
All right, let's do this.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
Like all concentrate stores.
Let's do this.
They really haven't seen these guys carry.
Here we go.
First
First caller.
I'll talk about.
We'll drop first caller or third caller. Third caller gets a free meet and greet only with Baby Bass. They gotta buy their own concert ticket. And then you can give those away. They're yours. Okay. And then while we're waiting for them to call, we'll do this.
And then what I'll do is I'll talk about how much I appreciate you keeping flower on the shelf and keeping a good variety of flower and stuff. And you just be like, yeah, because we just talked about how we're more flower guys. Okay, Vince.
Hey, top me off, bro.
I don't know if I drive out.
I can hold down the fort, fellas. I got you. Watch. I'm about to goof off when we come back. If they're not back in here, I'm gonna make it sound like it just got all dirty up in here. That's because they're gone. And then they're walking up like, "Hey, where are my clothes?" If we got a minute though, I think they're gonna make it back. Yeah. Damn, that last one got me.
Celebrating American jazz and blues as well. AmericanMusicShirts.com is now offering a 15% discount with the coupon code HIGH. That's HIGH. American Music Shirts, a community supporter of legalized marijuana. These are the designs that every music lover is going to gravitate towards. So check it out, AmericanMusicShirts.com. Celebrate the rich legacy of American music with AmericanMusicShirts.com. How much weed talk could we talk if we talk weed talk good? Find out on KHigh, the weed talk station.
Yeah, I just come to like air guitar. Yeah, just air guitar like. I love rock and roll. I grew up in the '80s. I mean, you basically transitioned from like soul to hip hop to, and you had rock and roll and you had plaid T-shirts tied around your waist, all gay and shit. I mean, all of it.
Oh, the 90s.
All of it. Yeah,
the
but
90s
I love
grunge.
grunge music. I was not digging the look. The look was digging more like he was kind of lonely or
It
something.
was
You
very,
needed a hug.
they still doing it in Seattle sometimes. You go out to Seattle.
I don't know. There's some
Okay.
dirty girls in my life.
Yeah, right. Man, I'm still
There's-
coming.
All right, did we get that? Hey, guys, back in the studio, man, remember to save that audio clip. I need that
No
for more extra. That's how I get my raffle money, because I'll sit, my raffle prizes, man, because I'll sit there and I'll hit them up and be like, remember when you said you like dirty girls? You got any coupons? You got the pipes for me there, big guy? Otherwise, I'm going to release this onto the interwebs. So, all right. Hey, man. So I wanted to tell you, I really appreciate you keeping a good inventory of flower at the store, man, because I, for one, being a bud smoker, I appreciate
I got a real question.
you have some of the best dabs I've ever tried, but for real, I appreciate you keeping that healthy selection, because it seems like everyone's become just a dab stop now.
No way.
That's it. And having, 18 to 20 strains is what we try to do for you guys, because
Yeah.
a selection is nice, you
Yeah.
know, and you can pretty much, all the pots so specific nowadays. You just want to be able to get with,
Right. Well, and it's nice knowing that if I stop in, I can
Raise your
get
hand.
my favorite strain. That I can grab my favorite strain, or I can get it in some dab form and head out. So I appreciate that.
If you're watching behind the scenes, I really did have my hand raised like I was next to Jaymen. Didn't even call on me. Bastard.
Go ahead.
No, real quick. Okay, what's the Facebook page first off? I want to go in there and like that.
we're Cannabis, literally.
I think I already liked
I
it.
think we're just Cannabis.
Cannabis.
I'm like, hold on, Cannabis. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, I really like the new logo, by the way.
Yeah, we had it
Oh,
designed by an
yeah.
Italian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like in Italy, it was like,
He said we had it designed by an Italian.
this is top of the
I
line.
really like those dabs are working.
I think I just really liked you as our show page because I already like you as a person.
But yeah, so you just got to grow in Denver, but there's an interesting story behind that. What happened to the owner of that building?
So here, it's really tragic, guys. What happened was the guys. I just talked to him on a Friday about signing a 5-year lease, and he said, "Okay, we'll sign paperwork on Monday." He goes out. He's going to go on a church retreat with his kids, and goes out on a Friday afternoon, ride on his motorcycle in the canyon, and a driver pulls out in front of him. He doesn't get a chance to apply his brakes. He dies on impact.
Holy cow!
Whoa.
Yeah, it tragic.
Dude, that's just like buzzkill, bro.
Oh yeah, and so
So
it's one of those
Dude,
things, through the midst of all of it, his wife is going to lose the building. She can't make the payments. The bank wants to, call the loan. And this building is literally built across the street from the Blue Line light rail station. That is the first
Does
stop.
this get any better?
Yeah, well, the Blue Line light rail station is the first stop from DIA into downtown Denver. So it'll literally be one of the best recreational.
Funnel right to buy pot.
Yeah, for
From the airport. Are you people out there in the world
Yeah,
listening?
you guys
DIA funnel airport pot.
fly in and then come into the city, and literally the first stop will be Cannabis.
that would be awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm hoping someday to open
Literally,
a speakeasy in the airport, but I doubt they'll ever let me.
Oh my God.
Next to the bar, I'll be like,
The airport's big enough. It would be awesome.
I will so I will headline there every night.
I know, right?
I will
I
move to
know.
Denver and I will be part of this in a heartbeat.
It'd be amazing. We'll do it.
The airport
Someday will be just like
One day.
And
Someday
we'll
it'll be
expand
awesome.
to airports across the
and we'll
globe.
be getting all our product from the Cannabis grow at that time.
There you go. See, look, we just built a conglomerate, bitches.
So yeah, man, I just want to thank you
Entertainment.
for keeping the
And
old
you-
school cannabis alive. I appreciate that. I have an appreciation for your craft and your art. Your bud is fantastic. Your wax is awesome, but I
Thank you for your
appreciate
bud.
you. I appreciate you not processing everything you grow, man. I appreciate it.
And we want to just keep it out there for everybody. And we have great prices. All of our rates are about $25. And
Well, you have like $19 specials quite often and stuff like
And
that.
that's $19 includes all the tests. So it's actually $17.69 for a high grade hydroponic aid.
That's really crazy, and it's always good.
I'll
You
tell
know,
you
a lot
what,
of people
guys.
do that, and it's the stuff they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
I almost cussed.
Silence for 2 seconds, and then you can go back to the conversation. Right now, go on Facebook, guys. Like Cannabis, check them out. Local business, natural weed, good weed, and good. That shit's good. That's bomb. But anyway, and let's go. Third caller gets a free ticket to the meet and greet at Speakeasy Vape Lounge. Our wonderful sponsor, Jaymen Johnson, here with the Speakeasy, of course. And
that's a Baby Bash meet and greet.
That's Baby Bash meet and greet.
Friday.
Means you get to meet Bash. Bash is cool as hell. I'm telling you right now, man. He's cool as hell. Ask him, he'll tell you. I get
Big
Bash
time
high.
smoker.
I got him stoned in the green room.
Big time smoker, man.
If you guys
I ain't
want
telling.
to want sweeten the deal, you know, if you got red cards, if you call in the first 2 people, you can buy one get one on an 8th at the store.
Oh,
all right.
snap.
So the first 2 people,
What?
you didn't lose out.
Mom,
You're gonna get buy
Dad,
one get one
Grandma,
eighths
somebody.
at Cannabis
Call
if you got your red card, purple
Give me some
card,
weed.
because they can't pick a color.
Yeah.
And then third caller, you're gonna get free entry to the meet and greet smoke out. I mean, we're gonna be smoking them out, but guys, also growers. I'm talking to you growers, to you dab makers, to you growers. If you guys
dude is
have
cool
a
as shit,
killer
by the
product and you want to prove it, come
He
show it
is.
to Baby Bash. You know Baby Bash has tried everything from
Hey.
every state, so come on.
I gotta tell you, maybe tomorrow, sometime this week, I'll tell you the story about behind stage and how I actually met him the first time. It's pretty funny, actually. I threw weed at his stage manager, and that's how he introduced himself. Are you the guy that threw weed at my stage manager? I said I didn't throw it at him like all mean. I was like, here, roll this shit up. I gotta go do my job because I was the stage manager that night.
Yeah. So guys, call in. It's 719-591-5874. That's 719-591 Kush. You do have to dial the 719 even if you're on
Even in
local.
there,
So make sure you
Come on,
dial
caller
that, or
three.
you're gonna get
Come
nothing
on,
but
caller
strange
three.
noises. Guys, caller 1,
If you hear
2,
us
and
talking,
3
you hear us
all
hang
win
up?
prizes. So you want to call now.
Oh, I was gonna hang up on everybody. Hold on, let me get the. We gotta get the number. We gotta get the number to Chicago.
Hey, shout out to Miranda. I can see Miranda next door doing her thing at Tailgate.
Yeah, she'll be over here.
She got a new show at. She's got a new show on Tailgate 98.5 right next door, and then she comes and does the show here right after us. So shout out to her. Big props on her moves, man. She's killing it.
She told me, she said, "You're always right." I said, "No, I'm not. I just know demographics." Because when I met her, I told her, I said, "I might be your producer and technically your boss or something at some point or one day." I said, "But you'll be the one that's on air." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because the #1 graphic for on-air personalities right now is if you can speak English clearly, you know, functionally per se, and you are a Latino woman." And so I told her, I literally predicted this to her. So she's like, you're like what's the name of the I can't think of his damn name. Man, I got too high.
See,
the one that predicts the
Cannabis. But yeah, no, she's got Snow the product coming on. She's doing some big things.
Don't know who she is.
Yeah, no, they're gonna know. They're gonna know real quick.
I'm blessed to have her show follow mine. Trust me,
guys. She's on 98.5, and then she comes on right after us here on KHigh. So make sure you stay on for her show because she's got some really cool things coming.
Oh, she wants us to come over as a guest on her show sometime.
Of course,
too, because this is her launch week.
Of course, we'll
come over tomorrow.
We'll do that on our break sometime because our shows are coincide. So we'll run over there. We'll be like, okay, well, you go be next on our studio, and technically we'll just switch.
Dude, okay, so if we're gonna be jumping studios, we have to implement a no cussing policy for a while to get back to the norms.
I'm better at it
than
you are, though, man.
I don't know though because I bleep around kids a lot. If I know they're there, if I know they're there, I will.
I start the word.
I'll be like, you. I will bleep and bleep my words to bleep out.
Right. I'll say the first thing.
I'll say the first letter. I'm like, you mother.
I'm just high. So
God, all right. He's over here like, I'm high. What are you fools talking about?
See, we're right now. We're internet broadcast, so we can say whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
But when you go on to the FM over there,
where's our callers at? Don't mess this up,
guys. We got 3 prizes to give away. We got basically a quarter. We basically have a quarter for half price at Cannabis.
Quarter for $25 today.
Quarter for $25. Call your buddy if you're in the spring. If you're gonna be in the spring, if you're near the spring,
8 gram quarter.
Holy
8 gram quarter for half price basically right now. $25. So guys, first 2 callers get that deal at Cannabis. Third caller gets free admission to the Baby Bash Smokeout.
Everybody's waiting for the first call and the second call. You guys do realize that if we don't give it away, we're just going to save it till tomorrow. So you might as well just call in and win the first prize. I'll tell you what, if you're the second caller or the first caller and you make it to be the third caller too, We'll give you this.
Linda, you know you want the call. I know.
Linda, listen to me. Linda, listen. You're not listening to me.
All right, guys.
While we're waiting for someone to call, check us out at 317 North
Yeah,
Union,
let's plug.
which is their Platinum Union store, and that's just across the street from Taco Bell, right next to Dutch Brothers.
So are you carrying all 18 strains at both
Oh, we
locations?
got a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Chris from Bay City.
I gotta get discount.
Yeah, bro, I will be there Friday. I need my discounts, homie. All right, Chris from Bay City. Hey, listen, Chris, do me a favor. Go on the Facebook page and message me your phone number, and I'll give you a call after the show and we'll get your information, okay?
Yep, no problem.
All right, bro. All right, that's one winner. Da, 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 da. See, I know what he's doing. He's like, I want those 2 free admin tickets to Baby Bash. That's how you know he smokes weed, because we already told him he was getting in free.
All right, guys, you only got 90 seconds.
90 seconds left in the show.
So you better do it.
We got Baby Bash stuff.
So the next person to call in, wins those Baby Bash tickets, all right?
Hey, I want his new speakeasy shirt now that I'm on the team.
No speakeasy shirts.
I'm not sending you my bio.
All right. All right, you can
He
have
messaged me
speakeasy
yesterday. He's
shirt.
like, I just want the one that says Mirror Chronicle or whatever, the Marvel Chronicles. No, I got
one for you that
No.
says I'm easy.
Oh yeah, that's my shirt. That's my shirt.
That's my
That's my
favorite
shirt.
one.
Shout out to Dana on that one. I'll get you, baby.
I'm easy.
Like Sunday morning.
All right.
Don't cook bacon naked. Just FYI.
Prince, man.
Don't ever
While
cook
we wait
bacon
for the board
naked.
to line up, man, I just want to tell you, I want to thank you for coming in. It was kind of last minute. I appreciate you doing it for us. I want to thank you for sponsoring the show. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for
Big time.
sponsoring the
Thank
show.
you for
I
that.
appreciate
And we're gonna, a lot of things to come from Cannabis coming up down the throughout the month. So make sure you tune in every day, and we'll let you know what's going on with Cannabis every day. Thank you for coming in, guys. Thanks for listening. This is KHigh. You're listening to Speakeasy at High Noon with Jaymen Easy and Doc MistaTre.
Yeah, yeah. We are out this piece. Stay high with KHigh, baby. Okay, tell her to get her ass over here. Now that's showbiz right there. Tell her to get her ass over here. Let me kill the feed to the internet.